Gonna like this one. I've had more issues with other black men and women than I ever have with a white man or a white woman.
Hey people, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, let me put it out there. Disclaimer here, this video is for educational and commentary purpose only. This channel does not support any form of violence, hate speech, or any illegal activity. This video is for educational and commentary purpose only. Okay? So today's video is a video of a sister that reacted to the Tyrannical situation, and she was calling the black community out. If you haven't seen that video of the Tyrannical situation, go check out that video. I'll leave it up in the card, so go check out that video. So this sister responded to it, and this broke the internet. Guys, I need you guys to hear what she had to say, and then we'll come back and talk.
I ain't gonna like this one. I've only ever had issues with other black cops. I've had more issues with black cops than I've ever had with a white cop. I've had more issues with other black men and women than I ever have with a white man or a white woman. This is why I don't like talking about race on my platform, because I don't think y'all really ready to hear the shit I gotta say. But with these 5 Memphis officers and Tyree Nichols, it's about time we have it. Baby, the self-hate in our community is so detrimental and pivotal right now. But I feel like y'all get off on giving y'all power to other people, to white people. Contrary to what the y'all see on the news, they don't even have to, they got y'all doing the work for them at this point. White supremacists and the elites, they got y'all doing the work for them now. Because look at these 5 Memphis cops. Y'all think that shit is normal? Y'all think that is just a one-time occurrence? No. I've lived in the South for over 7 years, and every run-in I've ever had with the law was at the hands of a black cop and a black judge. I literally have a friend right now who's in the middle of suing the Georgia State PD because something like this similar happened to him. Beat my friend on a random Friday night at a club because he could. There is no love in the black community. There is no love. Look at our culture, down to the music we listen to. You rappers, you male rappers, y'all get on these tracks and y'all promote violence towards each other and you think it's gangster. No, it's giving self-hate. It's giving coon. And it's giving capper, because y'all don't even really be doing that in real life. You get on these tracks talking about being in the hood, doing all this shooting, but you live in a gated community. You don't leave your house without 5 or 6 people around you. You're a capper. You don't drop bodies, you drop hobbies. Y'all get a little bit of money and the first thing y'all want to do is align y'allself with whiteness. Now you're rocking these luxury brands that don't give a fuck about you. You're too good to rock a tail fleazy. You're too good to support your own. You can't tag the girl who did your makeup from your hometown. You can't tag the small business, but all day y'all on these apps rapping Gucci, Louis, and Prada. It's such a lack mindset. You think supporting your own, you think by supporting me is going to take something from you. You think by giving me my flowers or somebody else their flowers is going to take something from you. The self-hate in our community is crazy, and it's absurd, and it's like nobody talks about this shit. Let's start talking about it. I feel like there's enough white creators who do a really good job at educating their own. When we going to start doing that for ourselves? Because I feel like we are the only community that does not look out for one another. God rest Tyree Nichols' soul, but it always takes that one example. It always takes for something like this to happen for us to have the conversation. So let's do that. Let's not let this man's death be in vain. When we gonna start talking about the real tea, which is the self-hate in our community? It's crazy. It's crazy, and it needs to change.
I even added our own stitch to the original video I did. So if you haven't seen that video, go see that video and hear what other people think about that situation. This sister video got a lot of people talking because she was coming for the black community and saying that we have a lot of hate in the black community, and I have a lot to say, but let's just go ahead and hear what other black people have to say about what the sister said.
There is no love in the black community. There is no love. Look at our culture.
I just wanted to go ahead and piggyback off of her video real quick. Please go watch her whole video because she spoke nothing but facts, right? 2, don't mind my hair. I've had a hat on all day. Okay, look past it. As somebody who grew up in a predominantly black city of Memphis, I grew up in Memphis. I moved to Memphis when I was in 6th grade. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. So all my life, up until the last 2 years, I have been in predominantly black cities, correct? When I moved out to Knoxville, I noticed that I had a certain defense, right? A defense mechanism was awoken, and I assumed it was because I was afraid of being hate crimed and all of this. But no, it was the fact that for the first time in my life, I felt like I could let my guard down. I felt like I didn't have anything to worry about. I didn't have a threat. And the lack of threat made me anxious, right? The lack of feeling the need to protect myself at all times made me anxious. In Memphis, I grew a presence about myself whenever I would leave the house, to not be bothered, correct? I had to walk through all black neighborhoods with a frown on my face, with a scold on my face, just to not be bothered. What does that say? That says that I don't feel safe around my own people. Why is that? Also, when I left, I had a strong urge to want to go back. And that's only because I was so uncomfortable with the lack of having to protect myself. If you think about that, that is so fucked up. I should want to go be with my people because that's where I feel most loved. I should want to go be with my people because that is my roots. Those are I should feel happy and safe around my people, and I don't. And a lot of us don't. And it's only getting worse. If you pay attention, every time one situation dies down, they throw something else at us. So race kind of boiled down a little bit. The bubble started to come down, right? And then you got the sex wars, male versus female. And then you always got the heteros versus the fucking gays. It's always going to be that, because especially in the black community, that's always going to be that, because we have a hard time accepting the ones of us that ain't gay. The straight black community don't even like they fucking self. So I can't expect you to like my queer ass, and I'm black. You know what I'm saying? And I think that it is time that we start having these discussions and talking about it and understanding that this is all trauma. This is all ancestral, generational trauma that we are just living and repeating over and over and over again. And it must stop if we ever want to get anywhere. There can't be no revolution if we can't work together.
You're too good to rock a tail fleazy. You're too good to support your own.
Genuine question. When's the last time you shopped at a black-owned store on purpose? The video I stitched is great. It's actually about a broader topic. But something I've been fighting for every Christmas, every Black History Month, is for my friends and family to shop black. I personally have replaced a lot of everyday items in the household with items from black-owned companies. I use black-owned laundry detergent, my toothbrush, and my hair growth oil. Those are just a few items, right? There's so many more out there that I buy randomly in one-off situations. My question is, why is it so hard for our community to shop black? We complain about price, but then spend that same amount of money on fast food or at a Target. This is not to shame or shun anybody. This is to encourage you. It's actually really easy to shop black, and it feels really, really good, especially when you start getting the habit of doing that all the time. Let's show solidarity this month. Start shopping black. I'll post a list of things that I have.
More issues with black cops than I've ever had with the white cop. I've had more issues with other black men and women than I ever.
Black on black crime is running rampant. It's out of control. They're unaliving each other left and right. These are all narratives that were shoved down our throats, like I believe in the early 1990s, right at the height of the crack epidemic, if you will. And it's just a load of crock, because they don't tell you is that it's proximity. Black people are more likely to commit crimes against black people. Facts. White people are also more likely to commit crimes against white people. Asians are more likely to commit crime against Asians. It is about proximity. And this particular issue with the police officers who unalived that innocent young man, 58% of the Memphis police force is black versus 9% of the United States police force. So that is about proximity. There are more black police officers in Memphis than there are in, say, where I live, which is in Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's probably like 3%. But it is about proximity. Of course, you're going to commit crimes. You are more likely, if you live in a hood, to go rob your neighbor next door because it's closer. You're not going all the way across town. That's just the reality of it. They just don't call it that. So I really hate when we as a people continue to push their narrative that was shoved down our throat. That is not a thing. You are most likely to commit crime against the person right next to you because they're closer, especially violent crime. So don't let that be a reason or an excuse. Black people love black people, okay? I love my people, and I know that most of us do. So that's not a thing. That's not a thing, and this is no shade to that creator. It's just not a thing.
The self-hate in our community is so detrimental and pivotal.
This makes me think of a conversation that I had with my mom a few years back after ending a toxic relationship. She let me know that she was sad to see me going through this because if she had been dating doctors and lawyers as I was growing up, then I would be dating doctors and lawyers and my sister would be dating doctors and lawyers. And this always threw me for a loop because it meant to me that in her mind, that would have been the most impactful thing. But for me, what would have been the most impactful was seeing her show up for herself consistently, would have been seeing her say no to toxic situations, would have been seeing her move away from the idea that having a piece of man was better than having no man at all, and allowing herself to be submitted to just terrible, terrible behaviors because it set a stage for how I thought that I deserved to be treated. Like her showing up consistently and being able to say no and have boundaries and be okay with being alone would have been the game changer. Loving herself would have been the thing.
The white cop. I've had more issues with other black men and women than I ever have with a white man or a white woman.
Y'all know what's crazy? I have been preaching this for years. And it's very sad that I've come to the realization, well, first of all, I used to not necessarily make fun of people, but if I see a black man or a white woman together, or a black woman with a white man, I used to look at it sideways when I was younger because I'm like, that's weird, that's odd. But I would say when I was about early 20s, late teens, I started experiencing different cultures outside of my race as far as romantic relationships. And I will say that they have been more successful than my attempts at dating inside of my race and my culture. And since I've been younger, honestly, I found that black men and women, but specifically black men, have a divisive energy, attached to them, that they project like trauma and all kind of other stuff onto everyone else. And I say this all the time as a joke that me and black guys just don't get along, and I never understood why. But the way she broke it down in this video, so go back and watch it. I encourage you. It makes so much sense to me. And since I was a child, I've experienced all kind of trauma, from bullying, getting picked at, mistreated, all by the hands and the mouths of black men. And you think because when you're younger, you're like, oh, they're just going to pick at him or pick at me for, being gay. But then when you get older, and the black men in the black community are more cutthroat than the straight men. And I'm like, okay, you can't look a certain way, you can't act a certain way, you can't walk a certain way without being judged. Why is that the case? But I don't know. It's crazy. I just decided I just want to put my thoughts out there pertaining to the video because it's very, very relatable. And it's sad. But and I'll leave you with this. One, and this is for anybody, any race, any culture, one should not feel more comfortable in someone else's culture than they do their own. Someone should not feel more comfortable or find more comfort or acceptance in somebody else's, in a culture outside of their own. If you cannot be accepted by your own people, think about that. How sad is that?
White cop. I've had more issues with other black men and women than I ever have with a white man or a white woman.
Y'all go back and watch her entire video for context because she made some good points. But I think we as a people got to start separating the difference between somebody that has self-hate in them because they've been indoctrinated into a systemically racist society, and then the fact that it's just human nature to fight with people that's closest to you, bro. When they tell you about the cartels in Mexico, do they call it Mexican on Mexican violence? No, they say the cartels is tripping and they taking innocent lives. When they talked about the Italian mafia back in the 70s and 80s, did they call it Italian on Italian violence? No, it was just a whole bunch of wise guys handling business, and they made movies about it. But only in the black community here in America, when we have a tragedy within our community, are we screaming black on black violence? It's dumb as fuck, bro. Do y'all really think when we was back in Africa and we all had our separate tribes, shit was sweet? Everything was fucking kumbaya? No. We was fighting for resources and power just like the fucking rest of the world. Just like how samurais was fighting samurais in Japan, just how ancient Chinese dynasties were fighting ancient Chinese dynasties over in China. human nature, bro. It's dumb as fuck. Do we as a community need to do a better job at projecting positivity? Yeah, but so does the rest of the world. It's not on us to fucking be this idealistic community for mankind, bro. We just gotta be ourselves and be happy with that. Being black don't mean we need to be perfect, bro. We don't gotta be the world's role model. It just happens fucking naturally. That don't mean we not gonna make mistakes. That don't mean it's not gonna be times that we all don't get along. That's okay, bro. It's part of the progress. Every time just some shit happens and we have issues within our community and we can't all agree on something, everybody want to say it's black on black violence. We can't never. Yeah, it's a couple of us that just ain't gonna make it. Everybody can't go. We can't save everybody. It's the fact of the matter. But for the most part, bro, we gonna have some bumps in the road, dog. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna always be smooth fucking sailing, dog.
I've only ever had issues with other black cops.
She told the whole truth. And nobody talks about how poorly black cops, teachers, social workers, principals, judges, business owners, how poorly they treat their people. I mean, I can go a little bit longer, a little bit deeper. Anybody want to chime in and add to it in the comments, that's fine. But we have very toxic mindsets in our community. And a lot of times with status and material wealth, things like that, where you stay at, where you work at, how much money you make, sometimes it blinds those people from knowing that they're also a part of the problem in our community. When you lose touch in how to help people, you have not healed. You have not made it. You are not doing anything. I don't give a damn where you stay at, where you work, or how much money you make. If you're on the other extreme end, you are a part of the problem, like these goddamn cops. They throw their own people away and they're a problem. I'm glad we're talking about it.
Please go ahead down in the comment section and share your thought down about this topic down in the comment section. We love to know your thoughts. Please share your opinion, but please, please, please do it respectfully. We don't have to insult ourselves to share our point. It's okay for us to disagree, but we don't have to. It's not a wrong thing. Like, we should start making disagreeing not a bad thing. Most people feel like when you don't agree with somebody, that means you're fighting. We're not fighting here. We are allowed not to agree, but we are one. We're not fighting, okay? So go ahead, share your thought, but please do it respectfully. Here's my thought about the entire situation is that, yes, I believe that there's a whole lot of hate among the black community, including the African Americans, including within the African. There's a lot of hate among ourselves, and it does not make sense why we're hating ourselves. Other races are already hating on us. Why do we have to hate ourselves? Like, there's a sister that pointed out that there's a possibility because when you deal a lot with a lot of black people, human beings will have to be human beings. I get that. And I get that, which somebody has actually tried to explain. One of you guys has tried to explain this to me, that there's a propaganda that is being pushed about this black on black crime, that, oh, black people hate each other, that is a propaganda. I kind of feel, yes, they are blowing it out of proportion, but I really still feel like there's a lot of hate among ourselves, and this is why I said so. I feel like when some black people feel like they have a sort of power, or they can even get close to the possibility of being white, either by having a white wife or white husband or something, there's this superior thing they feel that they have over other black people, and which I'm not even fighting. But my own is that we don't have to bring ourselves. In fact, this is why, yes, we get that human beings will be human beings. Human beings will hate among human beings. But why can't we just be very, very intentional about our own situation this time around, knowing that the whole world hates us just because of our skin color? So why don't we consciously love ourselves and respect ourselves and stop killing ourselves and stop hating ourselves? Yes, we can disagree. Like I said before I started talking, we are allowed to disagree, but we should not say our disagreement as if we're fighting. And a lot of this thing is because, oh, this person, you didn't agree with me, that's why. To disagree, to have a different opinion or a different way of life, it is fine. It is okay. Does not mean you are my enemy. And I feel like there's this notion that has been put in a lot of people, thinking that if you're not cut from the same cloth, or you're not from the same religion, you're not from the same lifestyle, or your own lifestyle is better than this one. We do, like, for me, is that respect people, respect what they choose to do with their life, especially when they are not harming you, respect it. So no, for me, no religion, no lifestyle is better than anyone. Just don't disrespect me. That's where I am. Like, I will respect you to the last, even to a little child, I will respect you. Just don't disrespect me. And for me, I see not having this one opinion, having different opinion as a beautiful thing. And I welcome it here on my channel. So we black people, we have to consciously is the word. We have to consciously deal with whatever issue we are having among ourselves than to lead to situations like the Tyrannicos one or the South African and Nigeria genocide thing that happened. We need to deal with our problem and realize that we are not each other's enemy. The people that are fighting us, that are bringing that, hating us because of our skin color is there. Like, I did a video about Nigerians too. In Africa, yes, I know other countries love, some countries love Nigeria, but also they already paint Nigeria in a bad light, that we have a bad reputation. When we go to other African countries, they see us as And I got some love from that video and from Uganda and some other African countries saying they love Nigeria. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to start traveling to see these beautiful Africa countries. But we just need to stop this. We are not fighting. We are not each other's enemy. You get it? Anyway, guys, go ahead and share your thought down in the comment section, because that's what we do here. We have conversation. So feel free, share your opinion down in the comment section. But please, please, please be respectful. Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because, hello, that's what we do here. We have respectful conversation. Please give this video a like. Smash the like button. That will help YouTube to push out my video, and that will be you supporting your girl. And with that, also subscribe if you haven't subscribed, okay? Because we're dropping videos regularly, so every day. So please go ahead and subscribe. And with that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.